Hello Sagittarius and welcome to your August 2025 reading. So this month we have, of course, August, Leo season, Lionsgate, and the nice thing is that this year the Lionsgate culmination is pretty much around the 8th of August. And on the 9th of August, we have the Aquarius full moon. So as the Lionsgate is asking us to be in our heart center, to be aligned with who we are, the Aquarius full moon is kind of, like, what do I want to express? And then the Aquarius full moon is going to be like, what is my soul's purpose? What do I want to bring into the world, into my community, into my society, and so on? My part that only me, the unique me, can bring, kind of thing. So the alignment in our heart center is the only way that we can actually know who we are. And then from that standpoint, this is what I want to express. This is what I want to bring forward. So that period is very, it's always well organized. But anyway, this is great for that. And it's happening right here at the beginning of August. And at the end of August, around the 23rd, we have the new moon in Virgo, which is going to help us to go from the mental projection or idea to actually bring it into our daily life, ground it, apply it with discernment, and so on. Virgo new moon, to actually put that intention so that in the next 6 months, whatever in our shadow is preventing us to actually do it can be processed. So, okay, now let's see what the month of August has in store for my beautiful Sagittarius. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me give a reading to Sagittarius for the month of August, for their best path, for their light, for their blooming, movement forward, healing. What do they need to know? What do they need to know? All right. Okay. Give me 3 cards for Sagittarius. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords, 3 of Cups, and the World. So right away when we have the World, you're entering the world and you're in completion with something. In completion with something that is now maybe on the subject of your friends, your capacity to receive, your capacity to celebrate life. This is harvest. There's a conclusion, a completion in there. We have the 8 of Swords. So maybe the completion of the leftover being in your head when it came to being able to receive, the receptive part. Because the 3 of Cups is the fact that it's 3 ladies. So we have the divine feminine in the shape of 3, number 3. Okay, so it's right there in our causal plane, the third eye, 3, Bina, the shape of things. The shape of my emotions, of my receptivity, of my waters is in a receptive from above. The cups are above the head. Here in the head. So it's almost being able, it's not almost, this is all about, yes, I want the universe is, generous and I'm receptive, but maybe I don't deserve it, but there's something in my subconscious, unconscious in my shadow that contradicts the total receptiveness. And so that puts me in my head, making it harder to raise my vibration or be in harvest mode. So here, since we have the world, there might be a kind of conclusion, graduation of understanding, a peace when it comes to this paradox here. All right. So if it's you, you know what I mean. Let's see. So it would be like all of a sudden you're like, yes, I can receive. And my mind will not come and prevent it because I believe whatever unconsciously. There it is. So you're concluding, but then maybe you don't see results right away this month. Do not despair. Do not despair. Here we have still in the shadows a couple of swords that are happening from behind the scene. The leftovers of the anxiety associated with all of the unfair, unbalanced situations in your life. So you might understand I've concluded in the sense of, yes, your receptivity. But then if I still have a belief that the world is unfair, unbalanced, I will still have this little anxiety when it comes to what if I have absolutely no result or I'm not seeing any results. Will I go, because I'm not seeing any results, will I go right away to, oh my God, the world is unfair, unbalanced, and so on. And we have to understand that justice will always be unbalanced as long as we do not embody Venus completely, that unconditional worth and value within ourselves. So let's see. Maybe that's the second lesson. First lesson, receptivity. Second lesson, well, if I don't believe that the world is balanced, therefore it's always going to be unbalanced. I'll give more than I receive. I'll sacrifice in order to deserve. All those things I'll be taken advantage of or whatever. Let's see the third card. So there might be a period this month of observing this, seeing, All right. So, okay. But there will be an understanding. So I have these two packs. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cup in reverse. Okay. So here, there will be an understanding of Knight of Wands in reverse. So it could be because somebody explained it to you, or you read it somewhere, or it just dawned on you all of a sudden. But the Page of Sword is the one that gets this sword, this Ace of Sword. And he's like, oh, I understand now. I understand inconstance, constance. See, I don't know in English, but something that doesn't stick around. I'm passionate about it. It gets in, but it's out right away. It's even like this. It's not very grounded. We need to be able to ground that one, but this is a good energy to be in the here and now, to actually make a move that we were afraid of or whatever. But when it's like this, we're just halfway doing it, and we don't stick around. And if we don't stick around, there's a hard time building and grounding something that's going to grow for generations and generations. Everything that has to do with commitment, engaging ourselves into something. So I want to be receptive, I'm analyzing, and then I have something about when it comes to engaging myself or engaging myself into something or into whatever that's going to grow long term. So we have the Page of Sword and the Wheel of Fortune with this. That means that, oh, I'm getting it. If before things did not last long and did not grow, I'm going to actually understand why at the end of the month. So let's clarify this. And maybe that Virgo moon is going to show you right away when you want to ground the thing, when you want to start applying yourself. Maybe you're going to say like, I'm applying myself, but I'm questioning it right at the beginning, or whatever it is. But there, you're going to get an understanding of why. In your case, maybe things in whatever area, projects, romance, whatever it is, if it was passionate, long-lived, short-lived, passionate, short-lived, there's something you're going to understand about this. Maybe it became, boring real quick. Why? Because in order to receive, we have to be in the receptive state, but we have to be a conduit also. We have to be grounded somewhere so that the energy can pass through you. So that means you need to be invested in something, no matter what it is. And here, during Lion's Gate, invested in something that is aligned with your heart. Let's look at the world here. Clarify the world and the Three of Cups. Okay. Well, there it is. So, it comes with the Hangman. I'm concluding, I understand something, but here, things are on pause. That's probably why you don't see any result right away, because there's a veto about trying to make you look at something from a different angle. And it might be this. This is when there's a bit of fear of investing. This is, I keep the little I have. And I'm almost in the lack 5. But here I'm surviving and I'm just holding on to it. Because I'm not sure that it is going to be ever flowing. I better hang on to what I have now, because I don't trust that it is going to be in an ever-flowing thing. Maybe I'm used to things coming and leaving, so I've developed this. So there's a fear here. And the Hangman wants you to look at these 2 cards. So here we have our Three of Cups and 7 of Pentacles, but in reverse. So the Hangman, which looks at things from a different angle, in reverse, wants you to look at what it means to be Three of Cups in reverse and 7 of Pentacles in reverse, so that you understand their opposite. Look at that. I mean, the Hangman is the 12th house in Pisces, house of sacrifice, house of hidden enemy. Hidden enemy, we're always the hidden enemy. And we can have the mirror outside of us, but anyway, it always starts with us. Three of Cups in reverse, we have a hard time. Our receptive cups are on the ground. So that means they can only receive from low frequencies, from the lower astral, from the lower vibrations. So morally, it is very hard. Emotionally, it's very hard. We don't have great people around us, nobody that we can rely on or something like that. It all goes together. It takes a lot of willpower and understanding to decide to lift our cups up instead of this. But if we want them to remain up and not be just a short-lived thing, we need to understand the distortion in order to be able to embody the positive aspect. Like this, like this. It's a whole. And it's the same with this. there's a constant dissatisfaction. We've kind of left the positive side, which is analyzing. Is this still aligned with me? Do I need to go get something more? Should I continue to invest or not? This is just common sense. But when it becomes a habit of never being satisfied and always the joy, the fulfillment must be outside there, and I'm just tired here, then again, it is the distortion. Understand the distortion so we can release it and make the choice, that's the real free will, to vibrate on its positive aspect. And probably the parts of you that are like this is what is making you be in a Four of Pentacles, cautious or holding on to certain things. So the clarification is right there. All right. Now let's look at, where were we? Let's look at him. Yeah, the second card was the Seven of Pentacles. So that's the period where maybe you will not see right away results, and you're going to have to make a choice. And you're going to have to be careful not to be right about the old disappointments, not to fulfill your prophecy. You've just understood something and lift your cups. So now you're going to go into unconditional abundance and worth, because that's the only way we can have the Ten of Pentacles upright. Here I have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So really, what do I really want? If I want to be right, that nothing is happening and it's because this was the truth, then all right, that's what you're going to attract. But if this is what I choose, I cannot be in the Empress and the Four of Pentacles at the same time. I cannot be in fear and being completely the channel of abundance and worth and potential and all of that. They don't fit together. But only the Empress can create the Ten of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles will only create the Four of Pentacles. So it's good for a short period. If you want to save to buy a car, yes, sure, hold on to what you have, save or whatever that can be for you. But because the fours are very stiff, so stiffness is kind of, and this is flow. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so what is that understanding here? Because you're going to understand Page of Sword, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse, and that is what is actually turning the Wheel of Fortune for you. So turning the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Karma, so that means now my new way of thinking has been embodied and I'm actually going to see it in the matrix. All right. It is going to be the divine timing because I've actually changed my core belief. Here is you, Sagittarius. You rule the 9th house of belief. And here is the Knight of Cups. I'm bringing what I love forward and so on. I am actually going to turn the page, forgive, move on from the whatever unresolved, under the water, subconscious things here, the lobster, the crab. I'm actually going to see it come up and choose to turn the page on it. That's why I can walk with my cup on my horse. So we start like this, not being able to take a cup, not being able to receive, not even a compliment, to, hey, this is what I love, this is what I'm bringing forward, and I can actually take, accept, receive in the same manner. because the Knight of Cups is not just one way, it's both ways. Unconditional love is not just one way, it's both ways. Can I receive unconditionally? That is the question. So, how should we call that? Because you're understanding something that is actually unblocking abundance. I'm going to call this unblocking abundance because this is what is happening at the end of the month. So on this, my beautiful Sagittarius, thank you from my bottom of my heart. And thank you for sharing, commenting, subscribe to help grow the channel. If you want a private reading, of course, you know, you go on mysticwitchtarot.com. And you're going to have access to the tarot course with the Tree of Life. You're going to have access to the tarot book that I wrote about tarot and the Tree of Life. Also, thank you for the ones of you who gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the new moon and the full moon, I ask the divine to give you back in the shape that is the most beneficial for you. And on that, happy August Lionsgate and all of it. And I'll see you next month.